Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's KIM in the SAV, Kim out of Savannah, Georgia, of BetterBodyCrew.com, and I am here with you for my hula hoop around too, y'all. I'm not so structured, so I'm not going to obligate myself to do this every day exactly at 2 p.m., but somewhere around that time, it's going to be a part of my daily elevation list, right? One of the things I'm doing to elevate my life daily. What's going on, Desi? I just replied to you. Yes, girl, get your hoop. Let's hoop, Desi. Let's hoop, Desi. Who is that? What's going on? Dawad Muhammad. Okay, so guys, listen, I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer, get this hoop in. Yesterday I killed it. I was proud of myself because it's been a while, but I feel it. I feel it. So I had to put my waist trainer on because quite honestly, this 5-pound hoop here is no joke. And yeah, I felt it on the sides. My sides are a little tender, so I will be hooping with my waist trainer on today to protect my belly. Now, while we are hooping, let me go ahead and start. I'm gonna see how long I can get it in on one side before I go to the other. While we are hooping, I'm doing this in the kitchen, so I hope I gave myself enough space. All right, let's go. So today's topic is praise profits over progress. No, I said it wrong. Praise progress over profits, okay? So here's what I mean by that. So in case you do not know, if this is your first time watching me, I am in the profession of network marketing. And this is not just going to be for network marketers. Really, the overall theme, the overall title, I guess, should be just be happy with incremental progress without thinking about the journey. It's important to keep the big picture, the overall goal that you want in mind. Yes, I'm never going to mitigate that. However, there are too many people that want things right now. And I wanted to do this title because I had somebody ask me, hey, Kim, how do you motivate your team? Well, if anybody knows, and I put this on my Facebook the other day, I'm not so much a motivator. I'm more of an agitator. So I don't motivate my team like, girl, you can do it. I believe in you. Although I do believe in them. And I do think that everybody can. I know everybody can do it. It's just up to them. I don't put that pressure of motivating my team on me. Instead, and the reason why I don't do that, guys, is because I know, like I said, it's not just up to me. It's ultimately up to them. Now, what will keep them going longer, right? What will keep them in the business longer? What will keep them going longer? Even my clients, forget my team, right? Not forget my team. Sorry, Better Body Builders. But let's talk about my Better Body VIPs, right? What's going to keep my clients on their weight loss journey longer? What's going to make them start is their decision. What's going to keep them on that journey is me praising incremental progress. If you have somebody that wants to lose 60, 70, 100 pounds, whatever, they're always going to be thinking about those 60, 70, or 100 pounds. But what I do is I send them a tape measure, right? And I say, track your inches too. Track your pounds too. Track your pounds in addition to your inches. Track both of them. Are you drinking your water? In my VIP group, and I appreciate Malaysia for helping me out with this, but we're asking each other every single day, hey, where you at with drinking your water? I'm down 2 or 3 bottles. Where you at? What you doing? How you looking? Now, if you don't participate, there's nothing I can do about that. See? Because you have to motivate yourself. That's why I don't put the pressure of motivation on me. But I do realize that there are certain activities that I can do that can help you. I send you a tape measure, so you will be like, oh, Kim, I forgot to buy my tape measure. And I'm asking you to track those inches because I realize that everybody's body is different. Some people, depending on whether your body is made up more of muscle or muscle or fat, you might lose more inches than pounds. So that's why you can't just look at the scale alone. But I'm telling you, if somebody in their first week loses 10 inches, they're going to be happy about that. They're not going to be like, man, I still have such a long way to go before I hit my 50 or 60 pounds. So you got to get people focusing more on progress than the ultimate destination. And like I said, the title, Progress Over Profits, when someone in my company asks, how do you keep your team motivated? What they really mean is, how do you keep your team, how do you make them make money? Y'all, you cannot do that. It is a slow start for the majority of people because in this industry, you will either be rewarded or penalized for the person that you were before you got into the business. For most of us, I'm just going to be honest, we're going to be penalized. We weren't people of influence. We weren't pushing ourselves. We weren't talking to other people. The majority of us, when we come into this profession, we were doing everything in our comfort zone. Everything in our comfort zone. So it's not like we're going to come in here and blow it out the water. It's just not going to happen. So a lot of people find that their team lacks motivation because, why? Because the team is focused on the end goal. I want to be rich. I want to be financially free. I want to quit my job. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to realize that it's a process. So during that process, you as a leader need to praise the progress. Okay? But what do most leaders in network marketing do? They mostly praise profits. Who's the top salesperson? Oh, look at such and such. She had $5,000 in sales this week. So-and-so is binary qualified. This person is that. That person is that. And they only talk about the people on their team that are generating money. Why? Well, because, quite frankly, they get paid off of those people. So they're happy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Your boss gets paid off of you. The CEO gets paid off of you if you're working a job. Don't hate on network marketers, okay? I don't like network marketers hating on people with jobs, and I don't like people on jobs hating on network marketers, okay? So the reason why most network marketers do that is because the whole reason why we got into this profession is because we want leveraged income. And we can't gain that leverage if the people that we, are training are not producing. So that's why they usually, but that's a part of you being a great leader. They won't produce if you don't show them how. If you don't give them the tools to do it. If you're not there to do what your job title, which is sponsor, in the word sponsor, think of responsibility. You have a responsibility to everybody that you bring on your team to be there for them, to basically be doing what it is you're telling them to do, you're asking them to do, so that you can show them how to do it correctly. So that's why the majority of network marketers only talk about the people that are producing in their team, because that's how they get paid. But that's all wrong. Getting a person to generate money on their own, I'm telling you, it's so much easier to make $1,000 on your job than it is to make $1 by yourself. I don't care if you're making 6 figures on your job. I know people that make 6 figures on their job, but they cannot generate $1 by themselves. Outside of that paycheck, outside of that employer, outside of that company reputation. I'm telling you. And so to get someone to actually make money in network marketing or on their own, it is going to take a while. So to get them to stay patient in the process, you've got to praise their progress. So what do I do for my team? Well, for my team, instead of praising sales, I think sales are good. But when I'm talking to them one-on-one, instead of praising sales, I praise emails. So instead of saying, how much money did you make this week? I'm like, how much larger is your list? You see that? Because see, that's a measure. Your sales are ultimately going to be determined by how many people you're talking to. So how do I measure how many people you're talking to? Because we all have, illusions of grandeur. I can ask you how many people you're talking to, and you'll be like, a lot. But a lot is all relative, right? A lot to me is like 20 or 30 people per day. A lot to somebody else could be 1 to 2 people per day. So how do I really effectively measure how many people you're talking to? Well, let's look at your email list. Because anybody that you're talking to, regardless of whether they have the money to buy it right now or not, they got an email. And an email is for free. It's free. It costs them nothing to give you their email address. So whoever you're talking to, you need to get their email address. And so your list should be growing so that, guess what? When those people do have money, I know my waist trainer is routing up, but it's protecting my waist, so that's good. So when those people have money, if they're on your list and you're mailing your list, then when the timing is right, they will buy. But if you're looking at a list that was 100 last week, and now this week is 150, and next week it's 190, or, vice versa, then that person can see, okay, I'm making progress. I'm growing. I asked my group, hey, how many people did you have in your private support group last week? How many people do you have in there now? Again, it costs nothing, absolutely nothing for you to invite family members, friends, co-workers, church members, neighbors, whoever along to view you on your healthy journey, to hold you accountable and become a part of your blogging group as you basically keep a digital diary of your journey. It costs nothing for you to do that. So if I have somebody who starts out, that's what I'm looking at. How big is your group growing? How many videos did you do? How many videos did you do? See, these are all things, because see, somebody's going to look at you and they're going to want the results that you have. But you have to ask yourself, is that person willing to put in the work that you put in? And they'll say yes. But you can't really measure it until you start measuring. You have to have a way to measure their actions. Because if you say, what did you do today? They're going to say they did a lot. But when you break it down to the numbers and you say, well, how many videos? How many new people in your group? How many emails? Excuse me. All of these are things that we can measure, and they're free, and they really measure the activity that later on will lead to the prosperity that they say they want. But the thing is, most leaders are focused on who's binary qualified, who's the top salesperson, who got them sold the most kits, who hit the contest. And it's like putting, what is it, the horse before the cart? Or the cart before the horse? Y'all know I always mess up sayings. It's like putting the cart before the horse. Okay, well, whatever it is. Y'all get my point. It's out. Okay, my phone is so full. I'm going to try it now without the waist trainer. I was going this way before, so let me go this way. Woo! I feel it. Okay, so yeah, it's out of order when you measure a person's end result without looking at all of the many steps that it took them to get to that end result. So I found that since I've been measuring progress and not just profits with my team, that it's been a lot more beneficial to all of us. The team likes it, I like it, and it really teaches us all to be patient, and it helps us to understand, like I said, better metrics and ratios, because everybody's body is different and everybody's business is different. Okay? Just like with my clients, everybody's body is different. With my teammates, everybody's business is different. So if I'm talking to you every single week, and again, I can't motivate you to call me. You have to call me. But when you call me, I'm going to answer. I'm going to train you. I'm going to be there. I'm going to help you. But if you're talking to me every week and I see your list growing, I see your group growing, I see your YouTube channel videos growing, I see these things happening, you're going to notice that over time, the exact results that you desire, the things that you seek, the whole reason why you joined the business, they're going to manifest. They're going to come to fruition, because that's just the way it works, y'all. I grew my YouTube channel one video at a time. I grew my following one post, one training at a time. The same thing with my team, one member at a time. Everything riding up. See, that's why I have on shorts underneath. Otherwise, I'd be flashing, y'all. So I'm dressed in layers. It's the winter, even in Savannah. So everything happens one something at a time. And you have to be patient. You have to respect the process, okay? And you have to teach other people to respect the process. Because in the society where you can order something on Amazon, y'all, I ordered something on Amazon on a Saturday, and I think it came on a Sunday. And I was like, what? And I think I chose the slow shipping so I could get the $1 digital credit. And it still came in 24 hours. It was unbelievable, right? But in this day and age where everybody gets stuff so quick, people don't like to wait. And while network marketing, they say it's the shortcut, right? And it is the shortcut. But you can't shortcut the shortcut, y'all. It's the shortcut in terms of a traditional job. A traditional job, you work like 40 years to retire. With network marketing, you really can do like 2 to 5 years if you put the work in. But it takes some time. And when they say 2 to 5 years, they usually mean like with the same company. If you jump around from company to company, then it's going to be longer. Because every single time you go to a new company, you have to gain the trust with the audience that, hey, I'm over here now and you should be over here too. Forget everything else I said before about that company being the greatest thing since sliced bread. Now this company is. And I'm not being condescending and sarcastic. I've gone from one company to another before. But you can't do that too frequently without diluting your influence. So it's a lot. It's a lot that goes into building a network marketing business. And the hardest part is you. Is getting over your own stuff, your own mental mess. And then once you get a team, they come with their mental mess. Okay? And you have to teach them to get out of their own way too. It is good to keep the big picture in mind, but you cannot mitigate the details that it takes to get to that destination. You just can't. Well, you can. but it's disrespectful to the process. So to everybody who asks me, how do you keep your team motivated? You and Candy B been riding hard since y'all had feet in the streets and this, that, and the third. We measure progress. I analyze videos if I can. Now the team is really growing and I can't watch everybody's video. But I analyze certain things. I'm in their personal groups. I'm making comments like, hey, listen, this post is better than that post, but you still need to improve upon this, like this. I'm giving feedback. I'm encouraging them. I don't just praise the highest paid person on my team. Wow, that's great. Y'all, let me tell you something. I had people come on my team. They made good money and left. Why? I don't know. That's none of my business. It could be personal issues. It could be anything. Money is never going to keep a person, though. Money is never, ever going to keep a person. And if somebody comes on your team and they're like, oh yeah, I'm about to blow this out of the water. I want to make big money. I'm going to make you big money. And this, that, and the third. If they're only driven by money, I guarantee you when the next comp plan comes that pays more ways than your comp plan comes, they're going to leave. Because they're only driven by the money. The motivation has to be outside of just money. And I'm not going to lie. Like some of the stuff I say, people are like, I can't believe you said that. But it's the truth. For me, I try my best to get each team member what I call ITD, in too deep. I try to get them in too deep. I try to get them to completely just buy into the culture, buy into the process, come on the trainings, do this, whatever you can do, you can do. All you can do is all you can do. But doggone it, whatever you can do it. Do it. So the more they plug into me, the more I can pour into them. And so, yeah, I try to get them in too deep. Even before they're making money, I try to get them invested in the culture and what we're doing. Not just in my team, the Better Bodybuilders, but also in my leadership, in the company culture, and all that. All that. Because, the more you are invested in a thing, the more you have a determination to see it through to the end. There are some people right now, they're in marriages 20, 30, 40, 50 years. They can't stand their spouse. But why do they stay? Because they're in too deep. I'm telling you, it's powerful. They've given too much to turn back now. And that's what you've got to do with your team. You're not going to be able to speak enough words to them. You're not going to be able to stay on the phone long enough with them. None of that. Because human beings, what our habitat often determines our habits. So unless you're going to move in with each member on your team and coach them every single day, and even that still won't work, because ultimately the voice that they listen to most is theirs, and it's in their head, and you can't move into their head. So I'm telling you, you as a leader, it is your job to figure out what is going to make people tick, what really motivates people. And I promise you, it's not words and it's not money, although most people think that's what it is. But you got to determine what really motivates your team, especially each individual team member, because different strokes for different folks. And yeah, for me, like I said, it's praising progress over profits. So I hope you found this helpful. This was a long broadcast. I did 10 minutes on one side. Now I'm doing 10 minutes on the other side. If this is your first time watching on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and also the bell to the right, ding dong, so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first to know. Thank you guys so much for listening to me while I exercise. I hope that this helped you in some way, shape, or form. If so, leave me a comment. And what else? I think that's it. Doggone, I was trying to get to the 20-minute mark. I'm at 18:09, 18:10, 11 now. But, yeah. I don't want to drag this out, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the broadcast, and then I'll finish my last, minute and a half solo dolo. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. See y'all in the next one. Bye.